महेश जी, सर आपकी शुरुआत पढ़ाई कहाँ से हुई और फिर आप आज यहाँ इस फर्नीचर इंडस्ट्री में पूरा 30 साल दे दिया आपने, ये हुआ कैसे?
इंजीनियरिंग में मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर हूँ, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मद्रास से किया एंड फिर मेरा मास्टर्स हुआ मैनेजमेंट में बिट्स पिलानी से एंड टू टॉप इट ऑल अभी पिछले 3 साल पहले आई कंप्लीटेड माय डॉक्टरेट, पीएचडी किया मैंने ओमनी चैनल रिटेल के ऊपर एंड स्पेसिफिकली विद फोकस ऑन होम रिटेल एंड फर्नीचर रिटेल. सिंपल.
What is precisely after 30 years you feel wood furniture है कितने, क्या क्वांटिटी है इसकी?
मेरे हिसाब से आई प्रेफर टू टॉक अबाउट अपना ऑर्गेनाइज मार्केट है. अनऑर्गेनाइज मतलब द मोमेंट इंडिया में वो मेजर है, राइट. इन एनी कैटेगरी आप देखो, लगेज भी ले लो या फर्नीचर लो या कॉस्मेटिक्स लो, एनी कैटेगरी में हमको 2 मार्केट रहते ही है. एक है ऑर्गेनाइज, दूसरा है अनऑर्गेनाइज. एंड सिंपल डेफिनेशन क्या है, ऑर्गेनाइज मतलब बिल आता है. कंसोलिडेशन बहुत जल्दी हो गया,
राइट.
ये फर्नीचर इंडस्ट्री में कंसोलिडेशन इज नॉट हैपनिंग. आज भी ये फ्रैगमेंटेड इंडस्ट्री है.
ऑर्गेनाइज फर्नीचर वालों के लिए आपको क्या लगता है, व्हाट आर दे मिसिंग एक्चुअली?
Indian customers, right, are have not been brand conscious or have not been worried about organized or unorganized in this category.
आपको नहीं लगता कि मैन्युफैक्चरर और रिटेलर ब्लर हो गए? मैन्युफैक्चरर अपने स्टोर्स खोल रहे हैं, रिटेलर अपने खोल के बैठे हैं.
ब्लर नहीं, अच्छा है.
हाँ, अच्छा है.
अच्छा है. It's a fantastic thing. This is something that I'm really loving, where retailers are doing backward integration
And
to start manufacturing and manufacturers doing forward integration to start retail. Beautiful situation to be in. और ये सिचुएशन अगर धीरे धीरे अगर इम्प्रूव हुआ, you will see convergence. Then you will actually you will not differentiate between manufacturer and retailer. I mean, एक कैटेगरी में चाहिए, because the guy who does the production, right, and the guy who does the sale, if they are the same, अंदर क्या जाता है, that will come out better.
welcome to our show, sir. Mahesh ji, I have been in great awe of your knowledge. जिस दिन आपको when we hosted India Furniture Conclave and we had you on our panel, it was just a wow moment for me because your in-depth knowledge about furniture and entire industry ecosystem is phenomenal. तो महेश जी, आपका हमारे शो में बहुत स्वागत है.
Thank you so much and thanks for your kind words. बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. 30 साल से you're trying to do a lot. As I heard, lots done, lots more to do, lot of opportunities ahead. देखते हैं.
सर आपकी शुरुआत पढ़ाई कहाँ से हुई और फिर आप आज यहाँ इस फर्नीचर इंडस्ट्री में पूरा 30 साल दे दिया आपने, ये हुआ कैसे?
बेसिकली मैं चेन्नई से हूँ
जी.
सो मद्रासी, राइट, एंड मदर टंग इज तमिल. सो पढ़ाई तो उधर हुआ. देन मैं इंजीनियरिंग में मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर हूँ, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मद्रास से किया एंड फिर मेरा मास्टर्स हुआ मैनेजमेंट में बिट्स पिलानी से एंड टू टॉप इट ऑल अभी पिछले 3 साल पहले आई कंप्लीटेड माय डॉक्टरेट, पीएचडी किया मैंने ओमनी चैनल रिटेल के ऊपर एंड स्पेसिफिकली विद फोकस ऑन होम रिटेल एंड फर्नीचर रिटेल. सिंपल.
This doctorate is your hobby or it was a necessity?
No, it is neither
Having
a hobby.
a degree on this particular omni-channel retail, चूंकि आपने 30 साल तो फर्नीचर में दे दिए, अंदर से तो सेटिस्फैक्शन होगा ही.
नहीं, सेटिस्फैक्शन 2 तरफ होता है. एक तो ऑब्वियसली जो काम कर रहे हैं और उसमें जो अचीवमेंट्स कर रहे हैं उसके ऊपर सेटिस्फैक्शन तो आता है. बट फॉर मी आई थिंक इतने साल से हम सीख रहे हैं, इतने साल से हम जो भी किया और जो भी करना चाहता है आगे भी, हाउ डू वी गिव फॉर्म एंड स्ट्रक्चर टू दैट टू द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन.
वंडरफुल,
राइट. और a guru told me that no, one way is you actually get your thoughts structured. ठीक है, एक्सपीरियंस तो स्ट्रक्चर देता है,
right,
बट नथिंग लाइक वो एक्सपीरियंस को थोड़ा बहुत नीचे से फाउंडेशन स्ट्रांग रखो ऑन द वाई. And a doctoral research generally is about the why, deep, it's not wide. MBA helps you to get width and a doctorate helped me to get depth. So yeah, it's not a hobby, neither is it a necessity for me in my profession.
But it was a kind of a call to give in a structured form.
Yes, it is only my way of returning to my community मेरा इंडस्ट्री फ्रेटर्निटी को मैं देना चाहता था वापस इन अ स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्म एंड मैनर। और ये सवाल मुझे पूछा जाएगा ड्यूरिंग माई इंटरव्यू फॉर द पीएचडी, क्यों आप क्यों पीएचडी कर रहे हो, यूर अ सीईओ इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, आपको क्यों चाहिए? और मैंने कहा क्यों नहीं, माई काउंटर क्वेश्चन वाज दैट व्हाई नॉट, एंड यूर अ प्रैक्टिशनर, मतलब दे कॉल एक तो एकेडमिक होता है, दूसरा होता है प्रैक्टिशनर। मैं हूँ प्रैक्टिशनर। एकेडमिक्स को रिसर्च करने के बाद दे टीच इन कॉलेजेस और वट एवर। मेरा सिंपल है, आई डोंट वांट टू से टीच, आई वांट टू से शेयर टू माय कम्युनिटी, एंड दैट डॉक्टरेट इज हेल्पिंग मी टू डू इट इन अ मोर स्ट्रक्चर्ड मैनर, बस।
तो 30 years in the furniture sector, and in 30 years you have already gained a lot of knowledge. Numbers are there, different numbers are there: 3 lakhs crore, 3.5 lakhs crore, 4 lakhs crore. Somebody include metal in it, somebody include plastic in it, somebody say nahi nahi ye to excluded hai. What is precisely after 30 years you feel wood furniture है कितने, क्या क्वांटिटी है
अरे
इसकी?
बहुत बहुत मुश्किल सवाल है, क्योंकि मैं भी यही पूछता हूँ नंबर क्या है। सो हम बोल रहे हैं मार्केट इतना बड़ा है और इतना ऑर्गेनाइज मार्केट कितना बड़ा है, नॉलेज, बट अलग अलग रिसर्च रिपोर्ट्स चल रहे हैं, इंटरनेशनल कंपनीज भी रिसर्च कर रही है और इंडियन कंपनीज भी कर रहे हैं। मेरे हिसाब से आई प्रेफर टू टॉक अबाउट अपना ऑर्गेनाइज मार्केट है, बिकॉज अनऑर्गेनाइज मतलब द मोमेंट इंडिया में वो मेजर है, राइट। इन एनी कैटेगरी आप देखो, लगेज भी ले लो या फर्नीचर लो या कॉस्मेटिक्स लो, एनी कैटेगरी में हमको दो मार्केट रहते ही है, एक है ऑर्गेनाइज, दूसरा अनऑर्गेनाइज। एंड सिंपल डेफिनेशन क्या है, ऑर्गेनाइज मतलब बिल आता है,
करेक्ट,
राइट। फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव आई वुड पिक द फर्नीचर इंडस्ट्री, एंड ये इसमें मैं लार्जली होम फर्नीचर ले रहा हूँ, एवरीथिंग, अपहोल्स्टर्ड फर्नीचर, बेड्स, डाइनिंग, किचन, सब ले रहा हूँ। शायद ऑफिस अलग कैटेगरी है, इट्स अ डिफरेंट कैटेगरी ऑल टुगेदर, बट मेरे हिसाब से आई वुड पुट दैट वैल्यू एट समवेयर अराउंड 15,000 crores.
ऑर्गेनाइज इंक्लूडिंग अपहोल्स्ट्री।
The opportunity for organized, मेरे हिसाब से, is around 15,000 crores. Today's actual output or size would be roughly about 5-6,000 crores. बट मेरे हिसाब से 15,000 करोड़ का ऑर्गेनाइज मार्केट है। मैं क्यों ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ अपॉर्चुनिटी करके, इज दैट देयर आर मेनी सेमी ऑर्गेनाइज प्लेयर्स। सेमी ऑर्गेनाइज कौन है? जो जिनके बजाय वन स्टोर वंडर जो कहते हैं, दे हैव ब्यूटीफुल स्टोर्स, दे हैव गुड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और गुड सपोर्ट, प्रोफेशनली मैनेज करते हैं, बट बिकॉज ऑफ मार्केट नीड्स दे एंड अप नॉट बीइंग फुल्ली ऑर्गेनाइज्ड। और फुल्ली ऑर्गेनाइज इज वन, आंख बंद करके, वेदर इट इज सन, रेन, बैड मंथ, गुड मंथ, बिल तो बनता ही है, राइट। एंड सेमी ऑर्गेनाइज आर पीपल हु मे एंड अप नॉट
as per comfort, as per suitability,
as per market suitability,
as per market
so
suitability.
even when those people also move into organized, तभी मेरे हिसाब से 15 से 20,000 करोड़ के आसपास, which is huge.
So as far as I know, you have worked in various furniture brands also. तो वो फर्नीचर ब्रांड्स जिनमें भी आपने काम किया 30 साल पहले, I heard Blow Blast, and as last time in conversation I heard many good brands you have worked with. So those brands, वो अब तक क्या रिमार्केबल ग्रोथ कर पाए ऑर्गेनाइज होने के बावजूद?
See, ये क्वेश्चन के टू टाइप्स ऑफ आंसर्स। वन आंसर इज, आज के दिन में इंडिया में, दो आई टोल्ड यू 15,000 करोड़ और 20,000 करोड़ है, आज के दिन में 1,000 करोड़ प्लस कंपनीज आप काउंट कर सकते हैं, तो है, बट एक दो है, ठीक है। आप बिग बिग रेप्यूटेड प्रोफेशनल कंपनीज को आप ले लीजिए, फिर भी एज आई सेड 1,000 करोड़ पहुंचने में थोड़ा मुश्किल हो। सो आंसरिंग योर क्वेश्चन, हैज देयर बीन रिमार्केबल ग्रोथ फॉर कंपनीज? आई विश इट कुड हैव बीन मोर, नहीं है, बट हैज देयर बीन ग्रोथ? द सेकंड वे ऑफ आंसरिंग, हैज देयर बीन ग्रोथ? All these companies only have helped to take the organized market to 15%. Consolidation बहुत जल्दी हो गया,
राइट।
ये फर्नीचर इंडस्ट्री में कंसोलिडेशन इज नॉट हैपनिंग। आज भी ये फ्रैगमेंटेड इंडस्ट्री है।
कब तक रहेगा फ्रेगमेंटेड?
मेरे हिसाब से एटलीस्ट अनदर 30 years।
तो क्या हम ये मान लें कि 30 years तक लोग बड़ा टर्नओवर उतना नहीं देख पाएंगे?
सो मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ और ये कह रहा हूँ दैट 10 साल पहले, 15 साल पहले 100 करोड़ का कंपनी के लिए हम सोच रहे थे, अभी हम 1,000 करोड़ की कंपनी के लिए बात कर रहे हैं। 1,000 शायद 2,500 होंगे, शायद 5,000 हो सकते हैं। वैल्यूएशंस तो है, यू नो दैट देयर आर लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज टुडे हैव वैल्यूएशन ऑफ $1 billion।
Please.
So valuation तो है, there are a lot of companies with $1 billion valuation, लेकिन $1 billion valuation has to become actual real turnovers हो सकता है. So why I said 30 years, 30 years लगेगा for probably this industry to become और more organized. मेरे हिसाब से 30 या 40% organized हो गया तो वो काफी है मेरे हिसाब से. Okay. In an industry like funny, because India is still 70% semi-urban and rural. So उधर वो organized in full form आने में time लगा.
Organized furniture वालों के लिए आपको क्या लगता है? What are they missing actually? Those people who came, like many brands have come. What's your view on it?
I think the fault more lies with the consuming community rather than the producing or retailing community. मेरे हिसाब से Indian customers, right, are have not been brand conscious or have not been worried about organized or unorganized in this category.
So is there any brand who is really building a brand or spreading awareness?
कर रहे, बहुत लोग मेहनत कर रहे. Lot of people are there, as I said.
Can you name a few?
Many of them are trying. See, you take it, I mean, international brands are trying to do their bit. If you look at IKEA is trying to do their bit. Ashley from US is trying to do it. Natuzzi from Italy is doing their bit. In office furniture, Herman Miller did a lot. Hayworth did a lot. Indian companies may again all the new home, the new design-led brands, Live Space, Homelane, they're all doing their bit. Design Cafe, all of them are doing their bit. Large retailers, Home Center, At Home, Hometown, they also do their bit. The place from where I come, Creaticity, Pune, we do quite a bit. We try to aggregate ideas and collections and then take it to the customer. So मेहनत है, बहुत मेहनत हो रही है to propagate organized buying. Why buy what you're buying? What goes below the surface? It's सिर्फ looks नहीं है, अंदर क्या जाता है? It's a big thing, right? But many companies are doing this. I urge and I wish more customers. I know our audience for this session is not the end consumer, but if more and more end consumers अगर awareness बढ़ गया, then they come and ask. आज हो रहे ना, let's see, Hetic, classic example. Hetic, Bloom, Hafley, all these people have done so much that today, even from a small kitchen manufacturer, they said मेरे को Hetic hardware चाहिए. बहुत मेहनत लगा. And I know the kind of effort that they had to put in. And and they put it across in a very Indian way. It's not about the hardware, it's not about the slides and the smoothness. They brought in the functionality, ease, emotion. But yeah, they were able to do it because large companies, they were also able to plan and structure their campaigns. And today, that's why people talk about these brands. Same thing has to happen into components. Same thing has to happen into surfaces, laminates, plywood. बहुत हो रहे. I mean,
what about the companies? How many companies do you think today in India are above 100 crore in particularly furniture category?
Frankly, you can actually count at your fingertips. I think we'll not have more than 40-50 companies. मेरे हिसाब से.
What about the companies who are above 50 crore?
हाँ जी.
Any idea number? ऐसी आपका अंदाजा?
Yeah, 100 crores. So you're talking about 40-50 companies, maybe. See again,
maybe more.
You are talking about manufacturers, right?
Yeah,
so because converters and retailers are different, right? Because converters and retailers,
I'm talking about the brands who are either manufacturing or even selling.
Yeah, so then वो थोड़ा क्लासिफिकेशन अलग करना पड़ेगा. बस रिटेल में 50 करोड़ 100 करोड़ करना थोड़ा बेटर है, थोड़ा बेटर है, बिकॉज स्केल मिल गया तो
आप स्टोर कई सारे खोल सकते हो,
आप ऑमनी चैनल कर सकते
हो, राइट?
सो इफ यू आर फोकसिंग ऑन मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हु आर, देन इट गेट्स कन्वर्टेड ऑन रिटेलर्स का मार्जिन्स वगैरह भी रहते हैं, राइट? सो प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट एंड देन
आपको नहीं लगता कि मैन्युफैक्चरर और रिटेलर ब्लर हो गए? मैन्युफैक्चरर अपने स्टोर्स खोल रहे हैं, रिटेलर अपने खोल के बैठे हैं.
ब्लर नहीं, अच्छा है.
हाँ, अच्छा है.
It's a fantastic thing. This is something that I'm really loving, where retailers are doing backward integration
and
to start manufacturing, and manufacturers doing forward integration to start retailing. Beautiful situation to be in. और ये situation अगर धीरे-धीरे अगर improve हुआ, you will see convergence. Then you will actually you will not differentiate between manufacturer and retailer. I mean, एक category में चाहिए, because the guy who does the production, right, and the guy who does the sales, if they are the same, अंदर क्या जाता है, that will come out better. नहीं तो the sales of the products is done by people who sell the product, but probably अंदर क्या जाते हैं, they do not know उतना जो they should know or learn to know, they don't know, and you can't blame them, right? So they are in a बेचना है. So suddenly if you help them to know what is below the product, what is, ये ठीक है, फैब्रिक है, फैब्रिक के नीचे फोम है, फोम के नीचे फ्रेम है, ये बेल्ट है, ये हार्डवेयर है. So the moment you're able to tell that, customers will see value. And when customers start seeing their thoughts the same way like hardware में हो रहा है, same way they'll start, when they go to buy a sofa, they'll start.
What about the companies who are just small? वो तो स्ट्रगल ही करते हैं. They come with lot of energy. 50 लाख 1 करोड़ का प्लांट लगाते हैं छोटा सा. They see their future. After that, we find they struggle to grow. Many of them wind up and leave. जो मैंने 10-15 साल में देखा है. Fighters stay. बढ़ाते रहते हैं, करते रहते हैं, लेकिन बहुत अच्छा ग्रोथ नहीं देख पाते. रीजन क्या है?
So I think MSMEs, if I can use that term, micro, small, medium enterprise, their single biggest challenge is access to capital. उनका कैपिटल का एक इश्यू है. फॉर्मल मीन्स ऑफ एक्सेस टू कैपिटल कम है. अभी धीरे धीरे वो भी इम्प्रूव हो रहा है. आई एम glad to note, and day before yesterday I was talking about the same thing. Glad to know that abhi lot of companies are coming into financing the MSMEs. Part 1. So बहुत सारे आप जो कह रहे हैं ना, बहुत सारे कंपनी 10-15 साल से निकल गया मार्केट से, is because they didn't have access to capital and sustain. Point 1. Point 2 is बहुत सारे ये छोटी कंपनी जो है 50 लाख 1 करोड़ कंपनीज, इनफैक्ट उससे कम वाला भी है 15-20 लाख, मतलब एक छोटा शेयर को सर्विस करते हैं. For them the challenge is that they are ओल्ड जनरेशनल प्लस न्यू जनरेशनल. वो मल्टी जनरेशनल जो कंपनीज है, द चैलेंज इज ऑलवेज देयर टू टेक रिस्क्स. सिटिंग इन एन एयर कंडीशन रूम एंड वेयरिंग अ ब्लेजर, आई कैन से हाँ रिस्क लेना चाहिए, बट इट्स नॉट ईजी, राइट? द माइंड सेट हैज टू चेंज, एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट हैज टू चेंज जस्ट लाइक दैट. माइंड सेट विल चेंज. एक्सेस टू कैपिटल भी मिल गया, एक्सेस टू मार्केट भी मिल गया. So supply side is also handled and demand side भी handled हो गया. फिर I am sure that these small companies will be able to mature, right? Take on the market. So the last point, the third aspect is when it is multi-generational and let's say the new generation comes in, very important from day one for them to get what do you call digitally enthusiastic. Currently they are digitally reluctant. वो डिजिटली एंथुसिस्टिक होना चाहिए. वो मतलब देशों से हाँ ये कर तो बहुत बेनिफिट्स है. आई थिंक देयर लॉट दैट द गवर्नमेंट्स आर डूइंग, बोथ स्टेट्स एंड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट्स, टू ईज द प्रोसेस ऑफ onboarding yourself as an MSME. There are protective what do you call statutes available. You can see to that if you're an MSME you get your payment on time. And if you don't get it on time, you can take the matter to court.
So it is only about finance. MSME जो furniture makers थे, it is not about selling and orders.
So एक aspect है finance. So 3 aspects है. One is access to
access to finance,
credit, then access to market. मेरे हिसाब से demand के लिए आज के दिन में issue नहीं है. I am telling this confidently. I'll tell anywhere that
एक छोटे MSME को या छोटे furniture manufacturer को कैसे marketing करनी चाहिए?
तो वही बोल रहा हूँ. सो टुडे
स्टोर बनाए तो उसको
स्टोर नहीं बनाना है. स्टोर नहीं बनाना मेरे हिसाब से. दैट्स व्हाई इफ दे आर डिजिटली एंथुसियास्टिक, एक छोटा सा यूट्यूब वीडियो सेइंग दैट मेरे पास ये स्किल है, मेरे पास इतना कारीगर है और मेरे साथ माय फैमिली इज देयर विथ मी, वी आर कमिटेड टू दिस. ऐसा वो कमिटमेंट हुआ ना, देयर आर इनफ लार्ज कंपनीज हु आर वांटिंग गुड सप्लायर्स लोकली. जो छोटा निम्बल रहता है, अजाइल रहता है, फ्लेक्सिबल रहता है, दे वांट देम. सो देयर कुड बी समबडी हु जस्ट गॉट अ स्मॉल यूनिट, एक बीम सॉ, एक पैनल सॉ और एक एज बेंडर, बट ही मे, इफ यू सप्लाई हिम विद रॉ मटेरियल, यू टेल हिम हाँ आई विल सेंड यू द प्लाईवुड, आई विल सेंड यू द लैमिनेट, आई विल सेंड यू द एज बैंड, वो शायद आपको बना के दे पाएगा. सो इट्स अबाउट स्मॉल कंपनी. उधर आई थिंक देयर इज अ रोल दैट पीपल लाइक यू एंड मी कैन ऑल्सो प्ले. एक रजिस्ट्री बना सकते.
What about the mid-sized players who put up 2-3 CR of machinery, then put up a capex in building, good setup, create a little bit of brand name, एक catalog बनाते हैं, एक website बनाते हैं. So those people are also, I can see that few of them have grown, but somewhere they are feeling stuck. एक्सपोर्ट में जाएं, ऑफिस फर्नीचर में जाएं, सोफा में जाएं, डिस्प्ले में जाएं. There is a confusion I see.
I won't call it confusion. I think largely it is to do with risk taking.
Risk taking.
So
They lack risk taking.
I rather than saying lack risk taking, they don't want to take risks. ऐसा रिस्क ले जो लोग ने लिया, जिन लोग ने लिया, आपको मालूम है, they have reached. I can give examples of people, not giving names.
नहीं, आप नाम लीजिए, अच्छा है.
So
It will inspire people.
So offhand, I can think of somebody in Mumbai. There was a metal furniture company called Furniture Craft.
Okay.
Right? And I remember that they were big manufacturers even then. I'm talking of 15 साल पहले at least. They were doing good numbers, no doubt. But then when we started working with them, and हमने suddenly बोला हम 1000 बेड्स बन पाएंगे, बना पाएंगे, ट्राई करते हैं सर. 1000 became 2000, 2000 became 5000, 5000 became 12000. क्या महीने में. So they were, and today they have, metal is only one line for them. Today they have complete upholstery, and they're creating a brand made in India, made for India, made for the world. They're going and participating in global exhibitions.
क्या नाम है ब्रांड का?
Now it's called Urban Living.
Urban Living.
Urban Living.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one example. We have seen the rise and growth of Spacewood.
Right.
So Spacewood, I mean, they are good old colleagues from Blowplast. So they started off, and then the enterprise was there, the will was there. They worked on
risk taking, about appetite was very high.
Risk appetite was, I would say, calculated risk. ऐसा नहीं कि risks were taken just for sake of it. So risk was measured. So मैं ये बोला risk taking. I'm not saying they are risk averse. आपका सवाल के लिए जवाब है, many of the Indian middle-sized companies, they are not taking risks because they are not sure what will happen if they take the risk. It is not about fear. They are not sure. Certainty का issue है. So that has to be cracked. क्या होता है, the moment somebody believes that they have scale, they believe that they have opportunity, चालू करते हैं either direct retailing or franchising, appointing dealers and all that. I always say that phase is no longer about product. अच्छा. It is about process. और मैंने से प्रोसेस में बहुत सारे बात है, बट इसमें मेन चीज है एंटायर ऑपरेशंस ऑफ रिटेल एंड मल्टी लोकेशनल रिटेल is a science. It is not an art. I'll tell anywhere. Either, just again coming back, the structure of processes is very important. If you are able to क्या बोल रहे हैं, get your processes right from setting up, and setting up is the easiest part. सेटअप के लिए क्या चाहिए आपको? एक अच्छा जगह चाहिए. यू नीड अ डिजाइनर हु विल हेल्प यू टू गेट द प्लेस डन. स्टोर बन गया, 4-5 जन को रिक्रूट कर दिया. बहुत सिंगल बिगेस्ट थिंग प्रगत इज पीपल शुड हैव द प्रोसेसेस टू रन द स्टोर ऑन अ कंटिन्यूड बेसिस. वो बोलते हैं ना, बोरिंग इज गुड. इट इज बोरिंग that every day morning coming in and living in the night, and during the day managing the retail store, managing the dealer store, EBO, MBO, जो भी हो, is boring. But that is what will give you money. That the opening. So to me process is right from the what I call pre-sales process से.
Process को define कीजिए कि ऐसी फर्नीचर कंपनी के लिए क्या process है adopt करना है.
So sales process separate है, operations process separate है. S&OP I separate them. Sales and operations are separate. Sales में pre-sales, in-sales, post-sales process रहते हैं. Right? That is understood. How to attract the customer, how to engage the customer, and how to convert the customer. And then how to retain the customer. ये है pre-sales, in-sales and post-sales. Operations process में the entire chain from the time the customer places the order all the way till the order is completed, whether it is a modular kitchen order, furniture order, sofa order, bed order. Processes are to be formed based on the market in your operating, size of your business, size of your company, सब. छोटा कंपनी का बड़ा प्रोसेस रखे फ़ायदा नहीं है, बड़ा कंपनी एकदम हल्का प्रोसेस रखे भी फ़ायदा नहीं. You have to be able to plan that out. This is science. And unfortunately today 8 out of 10 times आप जो कहा ना that companies are leaving it halfway through और scale नहीं कर पा रहा है is because they are not seeing
The size
the
which
size,
and
the
affordability
growth,
of the size.
the growth is not happening because they are somewhere faltering on this.
और क्या आपको लगता है कि the quality which India has achieved so far in micro or middle, are they making the right quality, apt quality, what consumers need or what they portray?
ये कहते हैं ना प्राइस वैल्यू इक्वेशन.
हाँ.
प्राइस वैल्यू इक्वेशन के हिसाब से ऑन अ स्केल ऑफ 1:10 आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ आवर इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरर्स माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम आर इन द रेंज ऑफ अबाउट 6.
And where it can go up to
8, 9.
8 to 9.
9 it can go, but 6, it's not 5 or it's not lower than 5. Again, my qualification is price value equation. Customer के लिए for the price they are paying or the value they want, ये सही है.
Yes, sir.
Can we do better? Of course. Can we do better faster? Certainly. But उसके लिए, as I said again, awareness of the customer has to be increased.
What if I ask the same question in context of Italian furniture?
I wanted to answer it, you asked the question. So,
and removing the capital part or micro or this part, I am asking the same question for Italian context. Italian furniture.
So, a country like Italy for that matter, or even France or Germany, these are countries where furniture as an industry has really evolved, right? And it is also a very respected industry and largely organized. Even a family-run business runs for 70 years, 80 years. And they're proud about their processes and proud about their heritage, वो सब है. And 80 years, 90 years एक family business चलाना आसान नहीं है, which means that they have sustained. So in their context, I would certainly rate them at around 8 or 9 in terms of the price quality equation. Now the gap that we see is 2 or 3 points only. But you look at the market which we are operating. The Italians and the French and the Germans operate in
global market.
No, and even in an Indian scene, in an Indian context, they're operating pretty much at the top 3 to 4%. Right? And most of the market is in the middle of the belly. I always call that, not in the bottom of the belly. Bottom of the belly again will go to the unorganized. So since we are limiting our conversation on organized or semi-organized, middle of the belly में बहुत scope है, बहुत. But it's just that our Indian manufacturers have to help spreading awareness. Indian retailers भी awareness. Again and again I keep saying awareness बढ़ाना हमारा काम है. And I think धीरे धीरे हो रहा है, but much more to be done.
Lately एक बात बोलूँ तो मैं देख पाता हूँ कि इसे फैड कहेंगे या प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, सभी को कस्टमाइजेशन करना है, सभी को बेस्पोक करना है. अब मुझे लगता है कि जितनी जोर से लोग मॉड्यूलर बनाने आए थे, पैनल सॉ, बीम सॉ, एज पेंट, मटेरियल, हार्डवेयर लगा के, अब वो इक्वली पेंट बूथ की तरफ आकर्षित हो रहे हैं, हाई वैल्यू फर्नीचर की तरफ आकर्षित हो रहे हैं, अपहोल्स्ट्री की तरफ जा रहे हैं, इवन टर्नकी की तरफ बढ़ चले, वॉल पैनलिंग पे ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है ना कि फर्नीचर पे. तो क्या सबके लिए इसमें जगह है या इसे कहेंगे कि ये नेसेसिटी है?
मेरे हिसाब से नेसेसिटी है.
ये नेसेसिटी है. So everybody has to go.
So
it is a necessity for survival.
It's a market driven thing, right? So अभी क्या हो रहा है, हर कस्टमर को especially on interiors, especially on furniture, again going back to tradition, we are used to our carigars coming home and doing the work.
Yes.
Right? और मिस्त्री उधर बैठ के he will do it the way नाप लेके उधर ही. We are used to that. The current generation also has seen their parents probably do it. Current, I'm saying generation as in who are in their millennials, 20s, 30s type, are also seen their parents शायद बुलाया होगा और मेजरमेंट लेके इनबिल्ट वार्डरोब बनाओ, शेल्फ
राइट, स्पेस यूज पूरा करो, एक एक इंच
छोड़ने का नहीं. The modular guys came in with ease, convenience, elegance, made to measure, all
precision,
right? Beautiful. And factory finished. But yeah, what's happening is that necessity, why I'm saying necessity is, ये made to measure में और factory finish में customization is becoming very, very essential, because there is so much that today customer is spoiled for choice. If you don't do it, there is somebody else who is saying he'll do it. That's why I said it is market operated. So market is forcing you, the market forces are forcing you to make this thing. So it will become a necessity with time. Right now, as I see it, most companies are making the shift. A few years from now, everybody will say that we are handling a segment of one. I am very fond of this term. Mera wala pink, if you remember.
Yeah.
So you want it. So वो segment of one है और ये segment of one home here. Every customer wants their home to be different.
So India will be actually a unique model if we see global context.
ऐसे globally भी है ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं.
But globally we see एक ही जैसा सब है, standardize है.
No, standardized, but there again, people are able to, they have brought in standardization to that level. So every 25 mm, every 50 mm, every 75, 100 mm, they are able to give.
Plus they are component driven.
They are component driven and they are also, so every part is detailed out so beautifully. But then of course, there I think there's a lot of role that the builders and the construction guys also play. Whether if you say 1415 mm, it is 1415 mm. राइट एंड सो 1415 के लिए मान लीजिए फैक्ट्री में बना के भेजा है वो बेटर है. इधर 1415 बना के अगर भेजा समटाइम्स द लेवल्स में बी डिफरेंट देयर बी अनइवननेस. आई एम टॉकिंग मॉडुलर प्राइमरली. द नेक्स्ट लेवल ऑफ कस्टमाइजेशन इज व्हेन एवरी कस्टमर्स ऑर्डर इज ट्रीटेड एज वन इन द फैक्ट्री. वो चालू हो गया फ्लेक्सिबल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के हिसाब से चालू हो गया एंड लॉट ऑफ दिस इंडस्ट्री 4.0 इज ब्रिंगिंग इन प्लेंटी ऑफ improvements and flexibility in the manufacturing process. बिल्कुल हो रहे हैं. But yeah, whether everybody can do it, the smaller ones can do it faster, the medium sized ones can do it next level, and the big ones will take time.
But when we talk about this part, personalization, the numbers are not visible on the books, rather it is happening elsewhere. क्या ये इंडस्ट्री के लिए अच्छा है? काम तो मिलता है लेकिन क्या ये अच्छा
Obviously अच्छा नहीं है.
अच्छा नहीं.
It is good from a
क्योंकि वो ऑर्गेनाइज में तो नहीं आने वाला, नंबर्स तो नहीं आने वाले.
First of all, there is no syndication of data in this category. So I mean, I am familiar that there are so many categories where data is maintained. Automobiles, for example, I mean, anywhere where it is given industry status, right? You get a lot of syndicated data. We have still not been accorded industry status.
When we started working on the hardware, 2 years it has always been working on the hardware, but hardware is facing another difficulty. हार्डवेयर में प्ले जो मिडिल प्लेयर मासेस के लिए कर रहे हैं, जहां पे उनको रिस्क एपेटाइट की बात हो रही थी, फिर साइंस और प्रोसेस को बिल्ड करने की बात हो रही थी, वहां पर आपको एक बात सवाल जो पूछने की, क्या वहां पे पैनलिंग नहीं आता, इंटीरियर के पार्ट्स नहीं आते? क्योंकि अगर वो फर्नीचर यहां से ले जाएगा तो पैनलिंग कहां से कराएगा? फिर वो रेडीमेड मतलब अगर मैं शब्द में कहूं तो वो रेडीमेड बनाएगा कैसे?
इधर आते हैं रोल्स इंटीरियर कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स का.
ओके,
सो इंटीरियर कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स आर द पीपल हु फर्नीचर आप शायद एज अ फैमिली जाके डिसाइड करके
ले आए. हम इंटीरियर कॉन्ट्रैक्टर नहीं चाहते.
और फिर गेम पे आते हैं किधर मैक्सिमम मार्जिन आता है.
बट डोंट यू सी दैट वॉल पैनलिंग इज अ पार्ट?
It's a part of interiors, but it's not a part of a furniture.
But it is being made in the same factory now. That's where customization is coming in.
That's what I'm saying. If the manufacturers, and there are good manufacturers we know, who are getting into doors, who are getting into wall paneling, wall cladding, and furniture, certainly a good direction.
Space to be.
Good space. But my answer to your question is, should everybody do it? I'm saying no. You should have specialists doing that. So again, it will be like a guy who is doing a water purifier, right? Also trying to do a hob and chimney, just because they are in the same kitchen. Nahi hota, right? So you can have people who come in and do the specialist interior contracting work. And uske liye main bol raha hu that's a superb segment to be in. Standardize that also. Udhar bhi, when you know that living rooms in Delhi or of this size, in Bangalore of this size, averaged, right? Then you know that you create the standards on panels, standards on heights, widths and all that. That can be a separate category altogether.
जहाँ पर लिविंग स्पेस होमलेन आज प्रेजेंट है, so they are actually building that.
So that's what I call them the complete design to build kind of companies. So they are looking at full solution to be given to customer. So yes, of course they have furniture, they have furnishing, and they also have interior work.
Mahesh ji, you are known for Creaticity, Pune. When we talk about home center, hometown, and various models in furniture, we have seen during opening many showrooms, we have seen many hometown home centers operating in malls. How is this area? Even Pepperfry, Urban Ladder, they opened their display stores. Now you are already there in Creativity Mall. इस पूरे स्पेस के बारे में बताएं कि क्या ये जो एक्सपेक्टेड है, क्या ये वैसा ही कर रहा है?
So again, India is still very nascent in terms of accepting furniture centers. Globally आप देखेंगे तो whether you go to Asian markets, China हो या थाईलैंड, मलेशिया हो या ज़माने में पंचकुला मार्केट होता था, बेंगलोर जाएंगे तो you have मारतल्ली, every city has got it.
सब जगह
Pune also has got it. मुंबई में एकदम भिवंडी. So there are enough markets that have got created. And so customers prefer to go there for choice. Go अलग अलग कंपनीज और शॉप से हमको अलग अलग प्रोडक्ट्स मिलेंगे, नेगोशिएट कर सकते हैं, बार्गेन कर सकते हैं, whoever gives me the best deal, delivery, price. So the concept of furniture display and exhibition centers is still
very
young, though someone like us, we have been there for 17 years. And every phase, we are now probably in the third phase of growth, where we are running at some 90+% of occupancy, and all the brands of furniture and home decor are there with us, international, national, regional. Every phase of growth is not easy. Right? The first big challenge is acceptance by the trade, acceptance by the brands to be in such a center. Right? And आपने एक word use किया mall करके. Right? Unfortunately, these are not malls. It's the moment you use the term mall, तुरंत दिमाग में क्या आता है? एक फूड कोर्ट चाहिए, एक हाइपर मार्केट चाहिए, और एक सिनेमा चाहिए. And here you have a special. So it's a specialty mall, a specialty destination center. So that maturity is still happening in our customers. And that is also because awareness is being increased now. So they know अच्छा globally ये सब हो रहे, India में भी होना चाहिए. And I'm not giving names. There were malls that opened in Faridabad, there were malls that opened in Bangalore to try and do whatever we are also doing and we've been doing, and we've gone through that phases. So the first phase was about the brands, them accepting that it's good to be in this kind of a center, and that they should look at it as a place from where they are able to showcase their products. Not look at only as return on rentals. Right? Part one of the, so उसमें थोड़ा time लगा, and आज भी that challenge continues. There's always this pull and push between return.
Nascent, so उसमें सारे स्ट्रगल आएंगे. एक बच्चे को बचपन में जो बुखार, नजला, खांसी, उसका वो बड़ा होना अभी बाकी है.
Second phase of challenge is when the customers have to start accepting you. Right? First phase is the partners. So the first phase is all about the brands and brand partners saying that, yeah, I should look at return on rentals, but I should also look at this as an opportunity to showcase my products and services. That maturity is growing now faster than earlier. Part one. Part two is customers accepting that these are specialty centers. Customers getting more and more aware that these are centers where they can see choice, they can see depth, and they can actually decide faster than trying to go to various clusters. Part two. The people who are actually curating this, people like us, should not look at it fundamentally as real estate, but they should look at it as solutioning. So we've done that shift, transformational shift from being a space enabler to a solutions provider 3-4 years back in our minds, approach, look and feel, everything. And the third is the architects, interior designers saying that, hey, so this is a place that is actually fostering this kind of my creative designs are being encouraged. I'll go there and I'll talk about it. So it's a three-way equation.
Do you think that Indian designers are very receptible to this idea?
I have to think before I answer that. See, most designers want their customers to be happy with what their project output is. So their project output is. So
Okay.
they want to give them the best in terms of design or quality and recommendations on brand, product. They want to give it because that's why they have been appointed. So for them, they have a lot at stake. And when they have all this at stake, they want to see that they work only with reliable people. And for them today, reliability is a lot more with where they have sources which are in their control.
Control means design part or execution part?
Production and execution. And that many
Quality and output.
Yeah. So which and each designer and each architect has their own. In your earlier question, do you think the designers are receptive to the idea? This is where the gap happens. So and when that gap is addressed, confidence comes in, and these architects and designers are
तो इसकी जिम्मेदारी कौन लेगा? Who will build the cat?
building the cat नहीं है ये again it's a two-way street. Architects and designers भी आगे आना चाहिए. Designers, I mean brands and architects also should come ahead. Brands and manufacturers should also come ahead. हो रहा है. That's why you see the growth of many an organized company. I mean, if you see the growth of Asian Paints or Jaguar or Kohler or all the top brands.
But in furniture, it is not yet.
So even in tiles में Kajaria or all these people have done it because they have done quite a bit on that front and so much as architects and interior.
आपने कहा कि एक बहुत ब्यूटीफुल पॉइंट है जहां पर कि मैन्युफैक्चरर अपने डिस्प्ले स्टोर्स ओपन अप कर रहा है, रिटेल स्पेसेस बना रहा है. इट्स गुड एरिया. इट्स अ गुड डेवलपमेंट, यू सेड. Moving on to the same topic, how much area a manufacturer should be having कि एक आर्किटेक्ट वहां आए या बहुत सारे जगह से डिजाइनर आए और वो उस वैरायटी को दिखा पाए? क्या ये पॉसिबिलिटी भी है क्या नियर फ्यूचर में?
So I think अभी one of the things that's happening, बहुत सारे नया फैक्ट्रीज जितना भी बन रहे हैं मैं देख रहा हूँ, they are already now earmarking an area for display center.
But it is in factories.
It is in factories. You're talking about factories.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about display which is reachable stores. क्योंकि हर आर्किटेक्ट जरूरी नहीं है कि वो फैक्ट्री तक पहुंच जाए. They have lack of time.
Yeah, I still think that nothing like taking the architect or interior design to the factory, because then they understand the manufacturing process also. कैसा बनता है. One is what you see as the out finished product. But yeah, it again depends on scale, capability. But let's say a manufacturer is there in one city and he's got a unit that can probably churn out 50 crores worth of production capacity, let me put it that way, and he wants to address the needs of his city. So depending on the size of the city and the population addressable market, I would say they should look at creating studios.
What is the lacking on the retail front? जिसको हम बोलते हैं सेल्स पिच. क्या होना चाहिए, कैसे होना चाहिए?
See, sales pitch is a very
आइडेंटिफाइंग कस्टमर. वो आता है, वॉक इन करता है, कैसे प्रेजेंट करे एक फर्नीचर स्टोर वाला या मॉड्यूलर किचन वाला या वार्डरोब वाला. ऑल्दो ये दोनों दो चीजें हैं, येट लार्जली कैसे क्या करे? क्या वो ट्रेनिंग है? मुझे तो लगता है कि इट इज ग्रेटली मिसिंग सो फार. दैट इज ऑल्सो व्हाई कंज्यूमर्स और आर्किटेक्ट्स आर नॉट comfortable enough to enjoy that, being in that space. What is your view?
So I think the term sales pitch itself is wrong.
Okay.
Or rather, it's half complete. I would call it technical sales pitch. And many people may not agree with me when what I say this. It is not selling beauty, right? It is about selling form and function together. Furniture अगर जब बेच रहे हो या मॉडुलर किचन या you have to sell the form and you have to sell the function, and उसके लिए ट्रेनिंग ज़रूरी है. So
और ऐसी ट्रेनिंग मिलती कहाँ है?
See, companies do it on their own. Companies try, the owners try. I'm talking about smaller ones. The larger ones have their own learning and development teams that do it. This is what research says, not what Mahesh says. Research says that customers look for two aspects: knowledge and competence. If both of these are good in terms from the salesperson, the chances of conversion are higher.
Knowledge and competence.
Right? Knowledge is the entire
Knowledge is must.
And it's about the product.
Yeah.
Competence is about understanding what that customer wants and fitting that knowledge for that customer's need. इधर आता है gap. So a manufacturer, in all fairness, wants to talk about his product, so the team is trained on what they have. The other side, the customer has something else in his mind. He is not actually looking at what you have, he is looking at what he needs or she needs. That competence comes in when that the salesperson on the floor is trained. ये knowledge को how do I convert it into an action on the customer side.
तो वो सबसे पहला फर्नीचर सेक्टर में उसकी नीड समझने से आएगा. आप यही कह रहे हैं कि the salesperson actually becomes successful or he can make that store successful if he is knowledgeable about form and functionality, and if he is understanding how to transform that knowledge to the customer.
Absolutely.
Right?
Based on what the customer wants.
Based on what the customer want, or based or able to convince what the customer need. That is what you're saying. Out of 100, how many companies, आपके अनुभव से, really do have this capability that they are training up?
10-20%.
10 to 20%.
Answering very specifically, who are actually deploying right kind of methods to make this marriage happen between knowledge and competence.
Right. And you are talking about organized sector?
Yeah, organized. See, I'll tell you, this is an area where there's a huge opportunity or huge learning from the semi-organized that organized has to have. The people there on the floor, on the shop floor, they are knowledgeable, and that's the reason why that is thriving today. They are knowledgeable and they are competent enough to ensure that they make the fit.
डिजाइनर फ्रेटर्निटी, इंडिया में डिजाइनर्स का लेवल फर्नीचर में कब तक आता हुआ देख रहे हैं आप?
So, designer led furniture, if I put it that way.
Yes.
Right?
But it is branded.
It is branded. So it's
with the name of the designer.
It's an awesome place to be in. I would love that to happen soon. शुरू हुआ अभी, but we still don't have names that we can proudly say that ये designs India में बना हुआ है and this is an Indian designer who has made it. You either have product brands or you have manufacturer brands. You still don't have designer brands the way it's happening in fashion or apparel in India or Europe for that matter. But days not far off. I know that there's a lot that the design community is doing. Designers are bringing out products and trying to label them. शुरू हुआ, but for it to really pick up momentum के लिए again, I go back to the basic thing. Awareness of this organized market has to be multiplied. आज ये दिन में it is still like running at I would say frankly a local bus. It has to move at a Vande Bharat speed and then later it has to move at.
एक और सवाल है सर. कंज्यूमर इंडिया का बड़ा डाइवर्स है. पूना में कुछ और चाहता है, बॉम्बे में कुछ और चाहता है. ये जो सारे कस्टमर हैं या नॉट कस्टमर, ये सारे जो कंज्यूमर्स हैं, किसी भी फर्नीचर वाले को क्या कंज्यूमर्स की कैटेगरी के हिसाब से अपनी प्लानिंग लेनी चाहिए, या जैसे आज है सभी के लिए कुछ किचन बनाओ, सभी के लिए वार्डरोब बनाओ, सभी के लिए सब कुछ बनाओ, क्या वैसे होना चाहिए?
मेरे हिसाब से ये बहुत स्टैंडर्ड हर एक देश में जाओ, हर एक कंट्री में जाओ, और इवन इंडिया में we say India is made out of 30 different countries. In one way, right? In one way, we are all common.
Yes.
Right? And again, statistically speaking, you are a statistician. There is a normal distribution. Right? In the middle, close to about 65 to 75% fall in the middle.
Median में देखेंगे तो.
And then the outliers on both.
Right.
So going by that, I think companies and manufacturers and brands should look at India in total, right? And localize only specific parts for the specific markets. And which is what we have seen the big global QSR food giants come in and do it in India, right? Names not taken, but they have come and done aloo tikki. So that's possible. So, but then the processes remain the same, the standardization is the same, the look and feel is the same. So it's the same product with a certain amount of Indianization. So I am saying the Indian companies should do Indian products banana hai, but certain amount of localization. Pune ke liye kuch alag. It could be only colors. There could be warm colors which are doing very well in northern part of India. There could be cool colors that do in an IT city like Bangalore or Hyderabad. There could be carvings which are very strong in Hyderabad. There could be exam clean and straight lines which are common in Mumbai. So that kind of this one is enough. Customization is enough, but largely work with India as one country.
After Pune, if you get an option, which will be the next city for Creaticity?
Superb question. So not a question that's new. Many people have asked this question. My philosophy is that first we should saturate our what I call core command market. Core command market for us is rest of Maharashtra, right? Where we believe there's immense opportunity. And then you take one step, hop, step and jump, thanks to an expressway which is there between Mumbai and Pune. Obviously, Navi Mumbai and Thane would be our next logical stops. Because, when the moment we try to create these kind of large format centers, it's not
Easy.
these are capital intensive. So I may not even want to go down the road of capital intensive nature. I think it's going to be, as we progress, the thoughts are going to be a lot of tech and touch. So there's going to be quite a bit of digital interventions that we'll be creating in order to be able to give AR and VR and 3D visualization to customers. And centers are far more compact. So if today we're running, let's say, a 3 lakh square feet center, it could come down to 30,000 square feet. But in the 30,000 square feet, you may be able to show more than 3 lakh square feet, thanks to tech. So there's going to be a lot of
It's a marriage between tech and product, which will be redefined once you are going anywhere, and it will be rest of Maharashtra will be the choice.
To begin with. So which can be addressed from Pune because it's a hub and
It's a
spoke,
nearby.
right? Yeah, you can. They are all drive time distance of 100 to 150 kilometers, and Pune is culturally closer to cities like Nasik and Kolhapur, vis-a-vis Mumbai, right? And then of course Navi Mumbai, Thane, and then of course India is a beautiful country with so much opportunity in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Gurgaon, Raipur. I mean, you name the cities, everywhere there is market opening up. There are many players who are setting up centers, and I'm glad to see furniture parks being set up by many governments. And that means that automatically, moment there's manufacturing, there's going to be retailing that will follow. There will be a hub that gets created. So,
कब तक आपको लग रहा है जैसे फर्नीचर क्लस्टर बहुत सारे बने, जोधपुर, जयपुर, सहारनपुर, then Vasai is a kind of cluster. Kirtinagar was earlier a cluster. Now it has become more of a retail cluster. Similarly, if we talk about in Tamil Nadu, also it is scattered wide cluster, but it is concentrating on a different kind of furniture. इस तरह के clusters organized रूप में, by when you see that it is going to be operational, functional, seeing the government speed, seeing the...
See, I think governments are all putting their fast foot forward. Both मेहनत कर रहे हैं to see if you can create those clusters. Now it's for the manufacturers and the companies to see value in it. And to see value in by being in the cluster, what do they want? So apart from the most important or very much discussed points of benefits and the SOPs that you get, reliefs that you get or whatever, the tax holidays you get and all. More important, I think, is whether the ecosystem is getting created in that particular cluster. And when the ecosystem gets created where there's access to raw materials for your own manufacturing and for you to probably be a component supplier to the next neighbor and so on. That I think is going to take.
इन सारी जर्नी में कौन कौन सी ऐसी बातें हैं जो आप फटाफट बोलना चाहेंगे एक सेंटेंस में या एक पूरे लाइन में? यू कैन बी कंफर्टेबल, आप ही समराइज करें तो बहुत अच्छा होगा.
सो मेरे हिसाब से द फर्नीचर इंडस्ट्री, the home interior industry in India is an exciting place to be in. Size of market, the size of opportunity is huge, significant, and the values are out there. There is a integration required between manufacturers, retailers, component players, and architects and designers as the 4 stakeholder communities, and of course the marketeers who will have to put all this, whatever each of their strengths are, to the front. Increase the customers' awareness, increase the knowledge of customers in terms of organized and what the benefits of organized marketing is. And if all of that happens, in a consistent manner, supported by a certain amount of, I would say, capital. Again, the industry needs to come together, supported by a lot of enterprise, which is very, very important from across the stakeholder communities. I think then we'll see this organized market move from wherever it is in a multiplier effect in the next 10 to 20 years.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mahesh ji,
Pleasure. Thank
for
you so
being
much.